Welcome back to the channel, everybody. It's Marc from CricketBatInfo, and today we are going to be doing a Salix AJK players profile in players grade willow. This has been sent in by Nagi over in Sydney. He's on the Discord server. He sent in 2 bat, and we'll get on to it after this. So if you don't know, Salix was established by Andrew Kember. Andrew Kember was one of the 3 major bat makers of probably the last few decades. Tim Keeley, Julian Millichamp and Kember all trained under John Newbery. They are all master bat makers in their own right. Obviously, Julian Millichamp has retired. So Andrew's service is, if you read their website, they call it an artisan bat making process. So everything tries to be very traditional, and I guess I'm paraphrasing in my own words, they're not trying to design the next, big edge kaboom or something like that. They're just trying to have a process which guarantees them consistent quality and the finest bat making that they can provide. So there's a whole bunch of processes that a bat goes through and gradings to reach their top grade, which is the Infinity, and I think they're over 600 pounds from memory. It's a lot of money. You can look it up on their website. This particular bat is a AJK shape, and it's in players grade willow, which is the second from the top. This bat was purchased during the Black Friday sales from Talent Cricket, and it cost the owner £310 plus £30 delivery. So I can see on appearance that I think this bat has been sitting in the shop for a few months because it's lost that normal shiny finish and appearance. Probably been handled a few times, but it is a stunning piece of willow. I'm sure after he's actually sent it in for me to knock it, so I'm sure after I've knocked it and given it a polish, it will look stunning again. I do regard Salix and Laver Cricket, as the 2 bat makers who strive for that quality polish and appearance. Like their bats are outstanding when you get them. They look like works of art. This particular bat here, you can see that the handle is a little bit dusty. So I'm guessing this might be probably 12 months old. If you do know the age of this bat, please comment in the video. I'd love to hear your thoughts and any information you can share with other viewers, then that's what this is all about. So the AJK profile, it looks to be similar to the pod in that it's got the convex shape, sort of hitting area here, just slightly below middle, but all your wood is down here in this area here. And you can see here we've got some thinner shoulders up here. It doesn't have that really thick sort of shoulder, and wood taken out here. Not a very big edge. There is boning that goes on during their processes. They do prepare the edges, and the other thing with their bats is they don't do secondary drying, which I found interesting. Firstly, put it through the gauge and tell you what I can see there. So let's have a look. Do we have any bow? Now, there's a tiny little bit of pressing bow, but there's nothing dramatic there, if you can see that. It does have that full convex shape, which a lot of people like a little bit similar, I guess, not as domed as the old Newbery Tours and things like that, or the last GM Power Spots. They had that sort of domed sort of look. It doesn't have any duckbill, it just takes it straight down from its finest point in a straight line, okay? And as far as here, it's just straight to the back. So let's stick it in the gauge and see what else, other information. So it does have this tape on it, and it does look like there's 2 layers. You can see from the face camera, if I hold it that way, there's a little gap towards those edges, so they have actually boned those edges as well. It's probably a 5mm camber, but I just think there's more work going on at those edges to really press them down, and that sort of narrows it a bit. Now, as far as the spine goes and the edge thickness, the spine looks to be around 64mm, and the edges don't look big at all. They look around 30. If you can see there. Put it this way as well, so you can see it there. So, a lot of those big edge bats, they achieve that sort of big edge sometimes by really drying the bat, and Salix don't do that. These are naturally dried bats. They don't do secondary drying, or at least that's what I learnt on the MyCricketGear videos. And let's have a look at the shoulders. So we've got about 13 mil here, so it's really because of that boning up here that it's really narrowed that down. It's 13 there, and up here at the shoulder we've got 35. Edges themselves, remember they're in a prepared condition, 31 I'd say. Toe edge 17.3, and down here at the lowest part of the toe in the center, 25. I'll give a measurement on that spine, and it's 62.2. Okay, let's look at the width of the bat, like we do on most bats these days. 108.9 with the fibre tape, so there's no narrowing or anything like that. They are 4 1/4 inches as per the laws, the maximum they can be. So the stickers themselves don't have any form of embossing or texturing. Oh, you could say there's a little bit of embossing there on those 5 stars. They look to be good quality. They're trying to show the willow. Just put the name on it. There's not sort of trying to hide anything behind with big stickers that are hiding any sort of knots or things like that. This does have a couple of pin knots in it that come through there, and some sort of graping that's gone on there, but that's outside the playing area. This is a short handle bat, and it has not had any form of knocking on it by talent cricket or anything like that. It's in its natural state, ready to be oiled and knocked in or prepared, although there is a lot that goes on at the factory anyway. Let's feel what it actually feels like in the hands. So as it doesn't have a lot of bow, but it does have that dome finish. Generally bats with the domey sort of full look can pick up their weight or heavier. So in my hands this feels like a 2.9, and we'll weigh that now, and it's 2.9.3, so it picks up pretty much its weight. And the handle itself is a really nice thick semi-oval towards round, but nice, and you know, plenty of wood down here for your bottom hand. If you don't want to put too much on it, you've got plenty of areas to grip. And up here it's a decent thickness round handle under the grip, so you've got really good quality binding twine used, which has been glued over the top. That's really solid. And as far as the inserts go, central black rubber and 2 cork. Does remind me a little bit of the handles that B3 are using. I'll just probably check that afterwards. And you've got short handle there written on the top. So really nice, good quality latex grips. So starting at the toe, I'm using the old mallet again. And that just feels really nice. Nice wide middle, good grains. That is nice. The grain count on this is 14 grains with the heartwood down the right-hander's inside edge. So there you go, you'll see that again after I've knocked it. Okay, so here's the Salix AJK. I've completed knocking in this bat today. Had a decent oil, put the scuff sheet on and the edge tape, and I've given it a little bit of a polish on the back, tried to steam out couple of little dings that must have happened in the shop, just to give it that real nice Salix finish, and it was quite easy to get it back to that state. I'm not one to go for huge amount of grains, but I definitely feel with this bat there's some real performance there, and it's got a harder press than a lot of bats I get through, but you know, it's just consistent all over. It's a pleasure to knock actually, because you don't feel like you're going to do the bat any damage. No matter how hard and heavy your tools are, it's definitely going to last. Now, how that translates into usage of the bat, it may be that these bats need a bit of a longer play in, like your lavers and your GMs, but they hold their performance for a lot longer. It was interesting, I don't know if you can see that, there's a slight sort of discoloration in the timber. I took some photos of it and sending to the owner. You can probably see it there. It's actually in the timber, a little bit like you get that sort of marbling sort of thing. It's actually like little lines through here. So that's quite interesting. It starts about here and it works its way through. And I think that's the only reason this has probably been downgraded from a finite to a player's. Just something purely cosmetic like that. Let's give it a tap up and see what it's like. So starting at the toe, and immediately it starts to go here. So you can hear that much higher pitch, can't you? It's not like rock hard or anything like that. It's actually pinging. Like and I just think that this bat takes a little bit. It will take a bit of play in. I did get indentation on it. There was no problems with that. A little bit more indentation up around here, but then it sort of stopped. The toe, all the edges, perfectly conditioned. And you probably could get away with taking them straight into the nets and playing them in if you were game, but this just sort of accelerates that process a little bit more. And yeah, that's it. That is the Salix AJK. Nice shape. I'd just call that probably a mid profile, about here. And yeah, very interesting. So thank you very much to the owner, again, Nuggy from the Discord server, for sending in, you know, almost the top of the line Salix. The one we had before was just a, you know, one of their reject ones, the ones they don't like selling. This is their second from the top of the line, and I'm really happy to finally get my hands on a really good quality bat from a really good quality bat maker, Salix.